So now what we're gonna do is work a couple things with the person on top to prevent some of this stuff from happening, and then we'll roll live with this. So now I get into his guard, full guard, so he's here. Now, right off the bat, we're gonna focus on posture a bit. I've gotta be real cautious of my back and neck, everything kind of hunching forward. As soon as I look down, it kind of bows my back and puts me in a less weak position, or a more weak position. Think about how many guys ever do deadlifts or anything like that. When you go and grab it, your chest is forward, shoulders back, you're kind of big chested here. So I don't need to look and see where Gerard is. I can see right here enough to look down and see. I'm keeping my chest up. I'm looking up at the far wall. I'm not going to look crazy up, but I'm keeping my body up. As soon as I bend my head down, one, it puts it closer to him. And then when he grabs it, then I'm kind of bent over and I'm trying to fight and do all this. Here, if he's grabbing my collar or any of this stuff and pulling me down, I've got a lot stronger position. I can just sit here and chest forward and keep my position. So what we're gonna work on is a couple options for guard breaking. Now we know if I stand up right away, he's gonna be looking to do the ankle grab sweep, right? So to prevent that a little bit, what we're gonna do in this case, I'm gonna start off with this grip. We're gonna take a collar and we're gonna put it towards his armpit. You have to grab, not too high so you can't get to his armpit, not too loose where it doesn't immobilize him a bit. We'll just play with it a bit. I want this to where it's sticking right here by his armpit, almost to the ground, okay? Now this one, we're gonna work just right here and grab. Grab the outside of the pants so I can still keep my wrist and forearm over this. So if he's trying to work a triangle straight from here, this is hard for him to get this leg out. So I'm framing on it. I'm not trying to dig my elbows into his hip. I'm just framing on this so it's hard for him to move this leg out. I'm gonna rock my body forward and then I'm gonna pinch this right here. And then from here, we're gonna work on standing up and then breaking together. And just passing right here. From here, we'll work on knee cut or just backing out. So once we get here, we've opened up his guard. Let's work here and backing out to work passing around, whether it's bullfight or one of the other passes.
What's hurting him when you first do it?
So it just puts a lot of pressure on his hip. So when I stand up here, I'm grabbing, I'm pushing this into his armpit. I'm grabbing this here, and I'm here. I'm kind of pulling. It sort of makes it hard for him to get out, and then I'm just backing out. And what I want to get is out here to pass.
So you're keeping that hip in, and it's your hips opening up.
My hips are pressing into his hips, so it puts a lot of pressure this way onto his leg.
So
If they're really tall, probably not gonna make a difference. Let me borrow your arm fast. And then what we'll do is we'll go ahead and stand the rest of the way up. But as we stand up, we'll start pulling them up with us. So we're here, when they're really tall, or taller than you, it's a little easier for him to keep his legs kind of in control. So he's here, I'm gonna rock forward. I'm still gonna put the pressure here, and you see where it kind of puts some pressure. I'm pulling and putting this pressure, but he's longer, so he's not gonna have the issue. But what I'm gonna do is from here, is go ahead and stand up, and we're gonna work to pull him up with this. So I'm back here, we're gonna rock forward, stand up, and then start passing. But on that, we're standing up, we're rocking our hips back, pulling him up. I'm not just leaning over, grabbing and pulling him up. What's pulling him up is the fact that he's still hanging onto my hips.
So you can't make his hip hurt because he's too long?
It's harder for me because his legs just go over. So when I go and grab this and I pull,
Yeah.
his legs and stuff, if his feet were shorter, it'd put more pressure here.
It's
But
not comfortable, but I feel like I can hang on a little bit.
and so, but I'm keeping him from having hip mobility to sweep or move me. So from here, I'm gonna make sure I got good control here, protecting his triangle. And then as I rock forward, I'm gonna stand up. I'm still pressuring from here. Now I gotta keep him obviously from ankle grab sweeping. So right away, I'm pulling him up. And all I gotta do is break the legs. As soon as the legs break open, I'm gonna sit back, elbow and knees, still connected. And then we're gonna work into passing through, across, or out.
What if you're not strong enough to lift them?
That pivot that he did was
It
pushed it open pretty good.
yeah, there's gonna be a certain balance where, Caroline's not gonna be able to lift you, for example.
Yeah.
Gerard's not really.
Well, what you do is you're at a certain point you're controlling his position and then getting up and giving yourself time to move out. So I can just stand up and do this here and then start moving back,
Okay.
and that's fine. But there's a brief moment in there where he's gonna grab my legs. while I'm grabbing the one arm and pinching the hip, I'm basically taking away his opportunity for this double ankle grab. So when I step here, I put this in the armpit, I step up, I'm here. This is still hard for him to do double ankle grab. Now, he might try to work this flower sweep, then I'm gonna be working up. Okay, so that's what we're gonna be working to do, is get up, chest out, hips forward, so it's hard for him to do anything with me. From here, again, I can back out and then work the pass.
So flower sweep, you're trapping that arm and coming this way while you're standing?
Exactly it. You just grab this leg. So we're here, I stand up, I lean, if I get too far forward, hips around me.
Just grabbing this?
Yep, and then yours, same thing, driving me.
Kick it.
Same thing as on the ground. Okay, grab a partner with that.